Good morning, 94.7, the Country Giant again, the Gator and StyckMan morning program. I guess just protecting our kids, our most valuable commodity. They are the future, and child abuse is a very real problem. Sgt Yvette Demming is in the studio. Jason Michael Carroll's song is what brought it up. Me and StyckMan were talking about just how powerful the song is. Allysa likes, if you haven't heard it, it's dealing with child abuse. So several questions that I still have for you. Do I call you Sgt Demming or Yvette? What do I call you?
Either one will work.
Lady who smells pretty. Well, we've talked about that it is mandatory to report if you have any information that is dealing with physical, sexual, psychological, or neglect of a child or abuse, that you have to do it. And if you make a false report, that's also punishable. But if you're in good faith, you make a report, you see things, you think something is going on, and you report that in good faith, then you'll not be punished for that, even if it turns out false. How is it that you do report child abuse? Who do you call if you suspect something's going on in a kid's life?
If you have information, the easiest way to report it is to call the Child Abuse Hotline, and that's operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh, I see. What is the number for the Child Abuse Hotline?
The hotline number is 1-877-237-0004.
All right. If you missed that, we'll get it online, countrygiant.com, or you can call us here at the station, or I'm sure any of the law enforcement agencies can get you that number as well. Give it to them one more time just to make sure.
Sure. That's 1-877-237-0004.
And so what information will be expected from the person making the report? Like if you call in to report something, what kind of questions will they face?
They're going to ask a few questions about the reporter themselves,
right,
and then some generic information about the alleged victim, name, date of birth, social security number,
sure,
what school do they attend, are there other children in the home, names of the parents, contact numbers, home address.
Right. And obviously it's not necessary to have all that information, but the more information, the more it's going to help. Obviously.
That's correct.
Because, I mean, you're not going to know a kid's social security number just
right,
from seeing them at
right,
school or something like that. Is the name of the person who makes a report, is that all kept confidential, or does it come out? What happens there?
And that's a big question that we get.
Sure.
By law, that information is confidential unless at some point, if the courts determine that it's necessary for an indictment or a conviction, that information be released.
Right. And then at that point, will it be up to the person to say, listen, I want my name out of this, or the courts just say you're in it?
The courts would make that decision, but
right,
I'd have to stress that does not happen very often.
Sure. And you can't imagine, I don't care who you are, if you're, what's more than important than our kids' safety. I don't know if anybody other than my friends that would not say, you know what, I'll tell it. I'll stand up in court and scream it at the top of my lungs to protect a kid. So, again, I want to give you the child abuse hotline number. And are there some other agencies, let's say people are listening this morning, they hear us talking about child abuse, but they didn't quite get all the information. We will post this interview online, countrygiant.com, for you in the Gator Pit. But is there a number they can call for more information?
Sure. If they didn't catch the number, they can contact the local DCS office at 646-3000, and they have some voice messaging information via telephone. And if not DCS, either law enforcement agencies, the Putnam County Sheriff's Department or the Cookeville Police Department, and we will be able to direct them wherever they need to be.
And this is obviously a huge subject to cover in just a couple of minutes in a morning program, but I wanted to draw attention to it. But at the same time, we can't cover everything. Is there anything else that we need to make sure we talked about or mention, Yvette, about did we cover most everything?
That's the basic information.
Okay. All right. Well, good. We'll get this interview again online, countrygiant.com, those numbers as well. Give them the hotline one more time just to make sure that they've got it.
Sure. That number is 1-877-237-0004.
I think just on behalf of myself, the StyckMan, everybody here at the Country Giant, they just want to stress there's nothing more important than our kids. And, it's time for some of us adults to pay a little better attention and fight for these kids who can't fight for themselves in some situations. So if you know of anything or if you've seen something that even you suspect, call these numbers, get involved, get active, because our kids' lives depend on it. Not just their lives, but their well-being. So make those calls. Yvette, thank you for coming on this morning.